But the WNBA All-Star Game ratings have come out, and all I could think of right off the bat was 4 little letters. F-A-F-O. F around and find out. You bleep around and find out what this league looks like without Caitlin Clark being involved in your biggest events.
They said the WNBA playoffs would be just fine without Caitlin Clark. Right, just like the Titanic was fine after hitting the iceberg. The moment she was out, ratings didn't just decline. They plummeted like a skydiver without a parachute. Fans vanished faster than free pizza in a college dorm. Now the league's left blinking in the dark, wondering who flipped the switch. If this is what fine looks like, I'd hate to see bad.
Liberty is playing the best style of basketball. They are playing the best basketball currently in the WNBA. And when they just had a nationally televised game on ESPN against the Chicago Sky, against Angel Reese, who was one of the biggest names in the WNBA, they had around 600,000 viewers, which is so low. You cannot make fans watch what they don't want to watch. But all we heard last year is if the fans were only watching the Indiana Fever, only watching games Caitlin Clark was playing in, then they weren't real fans and they didn't like basketball. And you just had so much media and WNBA personalities and even players just shunning the new.
Right now, the WNBA feels like it's stuck in demo mode, a version of professional basketball that never quite left the showroom floor. These are supposed to be high-stakes, primetime playoff games, but the energy? Flat. It's like watching Bay's paint dry, in the dark. The problem? The league's star power has all but vanished in recent weeks, leaving the spotlight searching for someone to shine.
Fever Sky tickets dropped 71% on TickPick after Caitlin Clark injury. The get-in price for the Chicago Sky versus Caitlin Clark's Indiana Fever game was $86. After Caitlin Clark's injury announcement is now down to $25. And you Angel Reese fangirls will still believe and think that Angel Reese is the reason why people are watching the WNBA. Since y'all want to make it about race, this white girl over here is the reason why fans are tuning in to watch the W.
First, there's Caitlin Clark, the golden ticket, the headline magnet, the main reason half the country even remembered the WNBA was still playing. And now, she's out. Not just benched or off her game, but injured and done for the playoffs. The one player who turned every matchup into a must-see event has been sidelined. And with her exit, about 70% of the viewing audience disappeared too. Roughly the same percentage of people who walk out of a theater when the projector dies.
So check this out. The game on June 7th, the tickets were originally $86. Same seats, now $25. After her injury announcement, 71% drop in price. Over 71% drop in price. Because she's not going to be in the...
Then Angel Reese, the court's drama queen and a social media engagement powerhouse, vanished too. Injured. Out. Gone. It's starting to feel like the WNBA's biggest stars made a secret pact to see just how dull things could get if they all took a collective vacation during the most crucial stretch of the season.
You see, this is exactly what we were talking about. WNBA All-Star ratings are in for 2025, and it is down 40%. 40% from last year. That's bad. That is really bad. We already watched the ticket prices drop by more than 50% because Caitlin Clark was not playing. This is bad news for the W.
And as if the basketball gods were hosting a roast, one by one the league's key players keep dropping. Sydney Colson, gone. Ari McDonald, gone. And now, for the final insult on this slow-motion train wreck, Lexi Hull just went down, too. And this one isn't just bad luck, it's referee-induced carnage. The officiating has been so suspect lately. If these refs worked in any other industry, HR would have walked them out with their stuff in a cardboard box. Hull's injury feels like the league's version of a waiter dumping hot soup in your lap, and then charging you for a refill.
If you consult the graph that I've just posted here, you'll see that nobody is watching the WNBA. That's the reason why the WNBA isn't making... Oh, sorry, I missed a few of them. So this is the reason why the WNBA isn't making any money, and they're not getting paid. It gets worse.
The injuries aren't just bad, they're catastrophic. Every game now feels less like a competition and more like a survival test. Who can make it to the final buzzer without tearing something? And the worst part, the replacements just aren't moving the needle. You could air them side by side with a live feed of grass growing and it'd be a toss-up in the ratings. The TV audience didn't decline, it evaporated. Empty seats, hollow arenas, and a whole lot of nothing in the air. You can practically hear the ball echoing off the hardwood because the crowd noise is thinner than ever. This is supposed to be sports entertainment, but the entertainment just got yanked out like a dollar store battery from a busted remote. Right now, the WNBA is basically trying to sell front row tickets to a concert, after firing the headliner and replacing them with the sound guy humming into a MIC.
Given Clark's unprecedented star power, her being confined to the Fever's Gamebridge Fieldhouse sidelines was always going to impact ratings, and she was actually there. It was her team. And the fans sent a clear message.
The officiating? Don't even get me started. Referees this season have been calling games like they skimmed the rules on Wikipedia 5 minutes before tip-off. Half the time they blow the whistle. No one, not the players, not the fans, not even the refs themselves, knows why. The other half, they let dangerous plays slide like it's a casual pickup game. And then everyone acts surprised when athletes end up sidelined. Honestly, at this point, the league might as well start tracking referee-induced injuries as an official stat. But here's the bigger issue. Without its top stars, the WNBA's biggest selling point has become, come watch the backups try their best while we hope no one else's knee explodes. And that's just not sustainable. This isn't a string of bad luck, it's systemic. When your entire product hinges on a handful of marketable stars, you're building on sand. The league has been squeezing every drop of attention from Clark, Reese, and a few others, and now that they are out, the whole operation is collapsing like a tent with no poles.
Who really should get all the blame is Kathy Engelberg. Yes, this is Kathy Engelberg's doing. You know why? Because she has incompetent referees.
What's left now feels like a string of preseason scrimmages, awkwardly stretched across national broadcasts. People tune in expecting fireworks, and instead get sparklers flickering in a windstorm. The WNBA right now is like going to Disneyland only to find out Space Mountain is closed, Mickey called in sick, and the churro stand ran out of sugar. It's brutal. And it's not just a short-term hiccup, it's a structural warning sign. If the league doesn't figure out how to keep fans engaged without leaning entirely on the same 3 names, it's in serious trouble. Because here's the truth, injuries are part of sports. But when stars go down in the NBA, the league keeps moving, fueled by deep storylines, rivalries, and a stacked roster of marketable talent. The WNBA hasn't built that depth yet. And if it doesn't adapt, fast, it's headed toward a future of smaller crowds, fewer TV slots, and endless nostalgia reels about the Caitlin Clark era. And when it gets there, no amount of hashtags or highlight clips will be enough to bring it back.
The All-Star ratings were confirmed, and I have to say, not ideal. Not ideal for the WNBA, and I'll take a look. So, the WNBA All-Star Game had 2.19 million viewers. Like, we can't forget last year peaked at over 4 million. This, in fact, is less viewership than an average game.